Well, well, well. Welcome back, friends, from around the world. Game number 2, TNC Predator, hailing from Southeast Asia, going up against Nigma, hailing from, well, sort of Europe. Are they Europe?
Nailed it.
What's their official region?
You really got it there.
I tripped myself up, Trent. Southeast
Europe.
Asia versus Europe. Let's stick with it. Game 2, Nigma down 0-1 in this best-of-3 series. This is just the group stage, but a rough start for Nigma. Weehaw struggled in that last game on the Wind Ranger. Miracle struggled on the Life Stealer to really do the big damage and show up in the team fights. Let's see what Nigma's got. Trent, how you doing? Game number 2. Are you ready?
I am. I was actually just checking out. I only saw one of the other streams. I didn't have time to hop on the others. But I saw Game 1, Secret versus Vici, currently still going. And it's like dead even at like 30-some minutes right now. So don't forget to check out the main stream there. If you want to have a little peek there. Two pretty top dogs there, of course. But also our top dogs here, TNC, looking incredible. In that first match as we move into the draft. And we see the Omni Knight banned and the Abaddon picked up. That means there's only Legion Commander left in our big, strong Dispels, guys. My goodness.
Oh, no.
What will we do?
You mentioned it, but quick reminder, there are 4 streams going at once right now. This group stage fires all in tandem. We are going to be committed to whatever group is on that stream right now. It's going to stay that way for the rest of today's games and all 3 of the series tomorrow. So Trent and I are going to be Group A experts. And, of course, after this, we will be watching Fnatic versus Team Aster, the other opening matchup in this group. So, all right, back to the Nigma TNC. The PSAs are done.
Give me a Chen, TNC. Let's go. I think...
Also, thanks, Mercedes.
Yeah, also thanks, Mercedes. I agree. But yeah, I think like Chen strats are pretty good when they open with something like this with the ABBA. Like they already like the Chen quite a bit. The IO is now banned out because he didn't want to give it up his first pick. But they're actually gonna start with the Rubik instead. Very good spells to steal from ABBA. Can't really go wrong. And they're gonna grab the Underlord instead. Okay, so kind of similar to what KP did last game in terms of those like really early aura items.
Has Underlord been altered? I feel like last time you and I cast together, I was really trying to make a case for the Underlord, and I got shut down hard.
Buddy, you should call up Brian Canavan Salama Jamma.
Really?
Because
the Banana
he's
Man?
obsessed with Underlord.
5 seconds
Okay.
remaining.
He was trying to sell it real hard at the minor. The hero had some very good games in the minor and some bad games, but he gets all that damage in lane. I know you love this hero. You get to bully people. It feels pretty strong. You can just shove the lane in over and over if you have a bad matchup and just like try and pull the hard camp into the lane too. So it's got a couple options.
You can kill jungle creeps. And yeah, people underestimate that damage gain, but you win a team fight, that Underlord can start womping on structures real quick. It definitely is a factor occasionally. And big Dark Rift plays. Now, you were talking about Chen. Dark Rift isn't exactly like Chen, but it gives you those slippery movements either to get out if you take too much risk, jump into Roche, all sorts of things like that, but also to punish. You take a big team fight, you jump to a creep wave that's pushed up, and all of a sudden, you're on the other side of the map.
Yeah. Nigma, this was a tough call. Because if they wanted to go for like one of those carries that counter the Underlord, I feel like Slark's the big one, and I think you know that's going to get banned out. So they're saying that we don't want to commit to a Slark that early. So we're just going to try and grab a support that's like going to help enable someone else that's maybe good versus the Underlord, like maybe like an Ursa or something in the laning stage, if they're that concerned about it. Because I think they're going to address Miracle's problems this time. Because he needed a better lane matchup in that like 5 to 11 minute window to really snowball his farm. And I'm on like Slark bans, Chen bans.
Yeah.
You know, clearly I'm in the minds of Febby here, you know.
You're with it. I don't know, isn't Slark pretty counterable these days though? Aren't your like Bloodseekers, pretty darn good against Slark? There's a couple
but then you just ban Bloodseeker. That's why you can pick it 4th, because then you have 2 bans.
Isn't Huskar pretty good against Slark? Aren't there more than 2 Slark counters?
I mean, I would say Slark or Bloodseeker is the only real like game ender.
Okay. All
I think
right.
everything else is playable depending on your itemization and your farm priority.
There
compared
was
to the
somebody
rest of
else
the
I
team.
saw at the minor that was on my list of anti-Slark heroes, and now I'm forgetting who it is. But you're right, Bloodseeker is by far the best.
He's just oof. That's the real bad one.
10 seconds remaining.
Speaking of other position ones though, the Phantom Lancer is still in,
5
so
seconds remaining.
not particularly good versus Underlord, but at the same time, it's like
NC
not that
Predators
bad.
turn to pick.
And well, Mr. Huskar, as you mentioned, will get banned out. And they have the 10th pick on the side of TNC as well. And that TA is still in there, so maybe setting up for potential TA last pick already. This should be March's hero now. I don't want to
10
go for the Bat
seconds
Rider
remaining.
because they already have the ABBA.
5
Oh,
seconds
Axe.
remaining.
That's the other hero I was thinking of. I wrote it down in
that's
my
pretty
notes
good.
for our last podcast. There you go.
Dire team pick.
Oh, the Venge. That's pretty good. Good laning hero.
Yeah.
Solid stun. Swap is broken. How does that spell have 2 charges now?
I don't know. I truly don't.
It's incredible. If it's such a feel-good hero to play.
I like it with heroes like Underlord. You know, we think of the Venge Putt combo, so you can swap people out of coil. Sort of same logic with the
10
Pit of
seconds
Malice.
remaining.
Sometimes you can trip people up. Plus, you've got Rubik with telekinesis. Just a lot
5
of
seconds
mobility
remaining.
disruptions from TNC. I like this.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree there. So it should be GH's hero because it should be an MC, ABBA, and the Kuro Lich. GH. What is the boy feel like playing? They've got the ET banned. Yeah, they banned that in the first phase. His Rubik's been taken care of now. Shaker they banned themselves. Jesus, pool's dwindling pretty fast here. Didn't really pick up a lot of different heroes. I think in the grand finals he only played
Predators
Shaker and Elder Titan. So now they're gonna go back for the Tiny.
What
Bit of
position you like
flexibility,
Tiny
could be
in
Weehaw.
these days? Is he still somewhat
Um,
versatile? Is he like just a hard one, and that's what we should assume? What's the
I
rub?
feel like the 1 has died off. I think we're out on the 1. I think he's more so a 2 occasionally, but mostly support.
10 seconds remaining.
He seems to fit that role pretty well.
5 seconds
I'm still
remaining.
I would
wrapping my head
guess
around
it's-
the core ABBAs. You know, I'm trying to get out of the default position 5 ABBA. I know it's been a while, but that was just ingrained in me in so many tournaments.
Well, especially because Nigma brought it back. Like Kuro played it quite a bit recently, even though everyone else thought it was like dead. He still makes it work, even without the self-deny mechanic in lane. The fact that like it just means if you can get to the mid game and your team's okay, the hero feels broken. Like just being able to run around a team fight, absorb all this damage, and take stuns off your cores just feels incredible. You don't really need a lot of items to do it. And they often did this double defensive support strat. And that's why you see them, after picking the Ab and the Lich, they immediately start banning the Chen and the Drow, because what's really good versus this is just really fast 5-man gameplay. And TNC have just spec towards that in a different way by going for this double aura strat now. In fact, triple aura, kind of, with like the Underlord building all the auras, as well as his own kind of, degenning auras, essentially, with the damage minus. And
Yep.
they're looking pretty
10
scary
seconds
from TNC,
remaining.
especially leaving their potential carry or support
5
for
seconds
last.
remaining.
Because if they really want to play fast, this could even be a 1
PNC
Venge.
Predators turn-
That would be pretty wild. And now into an OD. Okay, I feel like this is a good and bad OD game. It's good in the sense that ult counters pretty much everything right now. You're going to take over this game if it gets past, let's say, 30 minutes. However, OD needs a little bit of time before he's scary, and TNC, if they do want to
10
play this
seconds
fast, whether it's
remaining.
position 1 Venge or not, you could kind of get run down before
5
your
seconds
OD
remaining.
is hitting too hard. Now it makes me curious how Nigma are going to round out this roster. I think they need something that can
Dire
skirmish a
team back.
little bit earlier, and they do ban out the Lifestealer now for on the side of TNC.
What about the Ursas? Ursa feels kind of bad into both swap and the fear now from the
Yeah,
Shadow Fiend.
yeah, I'm pretty out on the Ursa. That's like I don't know what
there's
looks
the
good.
Bloodseeker.
Yeah, that plays,
Bloodseeker's not
seconds
bad.
remaining.
They're gonna be
Plays pretty
5-manning. You can D-push pretty well.
5 seconds remaining.
Not really a hero you see them pick up that much though. I don't think they really want to go like PL or something. They could try that. I kind of feel like that's what they are gonna try, is to just outlast this. But I think I would like the Ember or the Bloodseeker.
PL
Yeah,
makes me nervous because I think you've already got that kind of late game win condition set up with the OD a little bit. As long as you pick a one that can scale, as long as you don't grab Axe or something really strange to try to counter the tempo.
All right. Well, I think we should just assume they're gonna pick Ember at this point, looking at the drafts. They'll give safe lane Ember to Miracle because then it's pretty good with the Lich, right? You can actually put some pressure even onto Underlord and Rubik. You might even get a little bit of help from the Tiny too for some kill
Dire team
combos.
pick.
Okay, they banned
They're gonna-
Void.
Yeah.
Big
And they're gonna
reasons
pick
in game
Ember.
one, and you snipe it, bud.
It's easy when they pick the same heroes over and over.
Well, I feel like the meme joke has been, well, if they've got ninth pick and there's a mid that you just don't know what to go for, just grab Enver. He's a little bit of everything. He's pretty well rounded. He's mobile. He's damage. He can lane. He can
Now-
scale. He can
remaining.
fight in the mid game. A lot of
Yeah.
different item builds. Makes sense.
5 seconds.
Now he can do it in
remaining.
both safe lane and mid.
That
What a treat.
There you go. Even better. So TNC, this is going to be the big decider. Where does this Vengeful Spirit go? Are there any
It
other
should be
ones that you
5.
like?
I don't think you really want to go too crazy. Is there Magnus still in?
I believe so.
Safe lane Mag would have been kind of hype. Oh, the
Choose your
Puck.
hero.
Are we safe lane? Yeah, safe lane Shadow Fiend.
Very cool. So it's the March Vengeful Spirit. Armel takes the puck mid. Of course, KP on that Underlord. And as you mentioned, Gabby on the Shadow Fiend. Wow.
Got to shout out my boy Scant because I saw him tweeting this morning. Scant, humongous fan of TNC. He's known the TNC guys for like forever, like 3 or 4 or 5 years or something at this point, which is pretty much forever in Dota. And back in the day, TNC was they used to innovate all kinds of stuff. Like they came up with like the Jug mid strat. They came up with they basically started a lot of those melee mids with like Poor Man Shield. That was like a big TNC innovation back in the day. And another thing that they've been innovating lately was this like DK safe lane, right? At least for me, they were the first team I saw trying that. I think maybe Alliance might have tried it too. I can't remember who else it was, but this looks very similar, right? They're basically just taking this like mid hero who needs a lot of levels and tries to scale and like push the tempo, and they're like, well, maybe we can just move it. Maybe we'll just put it in the side lane. Why not? Still
kinda
trying to
cool.
abuse all of its mechanics.
Yeah. I think I like this TNC draft just a little more. Now, I was talking about Venge Underlord as combo in the context of what Venge can do with Puck, and then they pick up Puck. Like, this team just has so much
True.
gotcha here. It's so sticky. You know, coils and stuns and swaps and pits and telekinesises. And then if you get stuck in any of those, there's going to be a Shadow Fiend there to pop up with big-time burst damage on the Shadow Raises. Like, I think the pick-off potential for this team is going to be very hard for Enigma to deal with, even with the Abaddon. I know Abaddon is a great hero to have against that stuff because he has the Dispel, but I don't know if he's going to be enough. I'm a little skeptical.
Well, the last time they attempted the safe lane SF, it was versus Team Secret. So take this with its own. You have to compare who you're playing, but it didn't end too well. They lost in under 30 minutes to a TA Morphling draft, and Gabby did not have the best time.
Okay.
So we'll see if this one works out a little bit better for them. What's his lane matchup going to be? They are currently bringing the aggression down bottom of their tri lane. They say, you know what? Shadow Fiend's really bad level 1 in the mid lane. He'll be even worse in a dual or tri lane.
Yeah, it's a fair read.
There's no way you're going to let him go like solo 1v1.
Might wish to retract your last move.
We'll see how TNC reacts. They're starting with the same thought in mind. Aggro
greatest
try, probably
tragedy
looking for a
of our
pick-off before
eon.
they leave KP on his own.
Yeah, and the big key right now is to just not get scouted. You don't want them to find out where your Shadow Fiend is. That's why you see Gabby standing like that.
Yeah.
Not going for either bounty rune. Just hiding
30
away in his little
seconds
tree
to
line.
battle.
He chilling.
Started to poke out there, and March yelled at him. He's like,
Yeah.
get back in. Do not show. I don't care if you're feeling antsy.
I do like this kind of a lane start for TNC, though. Very reminiscent of what we saw last game. They often do this where they want KP just to get his footing, and then they'll leave him alone to play around with the lane and create that chaos. I think Underlord is very much like Timbersaw in that regard. Level 1 is your roughest spot by far. You feel like you don't really do anything until you get level 2, level 3. Then you can start to take over the lane. So very important to make sure he doesn't just get completely zoned out, bullied, and
You might wish to
stuck at level
retract
1.
your last
Can't
move.
really
You see GH?
do much there.
Just came mid lane, walked in here, and oh, I got hit by the tower. Instantly pinged, so he knows that ward is there. Nice little bonus to his mid laner. You're
The
welcome.
battle begins.
You might wish to retract
Now,
your
does he
last
have the
move.
sentry already, though? He does not. Someone send this boy a sentry.
Even bounties again.
So Gabby just got spotted by the ward. So they know that he's now rotating all the way around. And they're doing the body block plays here, too.
Yep. And TP coming in. It will be the Rubik.
Man, laning's so weird now.
Good patience from the Shadow Fiend, though, not to just burn that TP. And the conventional logic is first the TP loses that rotation battle.
Look what Kuro did, though. He instantly TP'd top and just started running around here trying to figure out who's still up here.
It's the battle for intel.
And now he saw March hiding there. Gonna body block him in, make him burn a tango. Would have had to spend anyway, not a big deal. Gabby still hasn't skilled anything.
Still throw a little bit of damage into Kuro. Not that the Shadow Fiend is too intimidating at this level 1. But things will settle down a little bit.
Oh, the
Dire's
courier!
turret
Oh,
has been hit.
Weehaw messed up there with his micro. Just left his courier standing there in the mid lane.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna blame the fact that it looks exactly like a dire creep because I thought it was one for a second. So that poor courier choice, or maybe very smart courier choice, but either way, did not work out for him.
Cuts
You
both
might
ways,
wish
it
to
seems.
retract your last move.
Radiant's
A little bit
middle
of a struggle
tower
for
is under
Gabby,
attack.
as always with Shadow Fiend. Level 1's tough. He did go Shadow Raise, so no Necromastery yet.
Yeah, you need a really secure lane to try and take that level 1.
Yeah.
The mid lane, not going too poorly for Weehaw. Even though he lost his courier, this is it should start moving towards the favor of the puck. This is one of those matchups that people used to try and counterpick the OD with for quite a while last year. And Weehaw just securing the range creep there with the Astral. Gets a couple bonus. Oh, he got 3 there too, as Armel misses the deny. Very nice.
Yeah, what
He
is
will
it about...
finally cash in.
Oh, Shadow Fiend up top. Sorry. Gonna get chased down. That's your first blood for Mind Control. March probably gonna fall as well. Kuro gonna take credit for that one. 2 kills up top for Nigma as they strike first.
What were you gonna say? What is it about the matchup?
So what is it about the matchup that allows Puck to kind of dominate OD? Does he just have enough damage and...
You basically, you can just focus all your damage. You kind of like control the fight as the puck, right? Because like, in order for OD to deal damage to you, he has to either astral you or he has to orb you. And with the orb, you obviously have the phase shift to deal with that in those key situations. And then by comparison, the puck has the Waning Rift, which has kind of similar range to the Astral, but obviously there's no counterplay. Like you get to silence them, do much damage, and keep right-clicking them. It's not like Astral where they just kind of like sit in there before eventually taking some damage. Plus, then on top of the silence, you have the Illusory Orb, which obviously is much longer range.
Oh.
So
I see. And down bottom, that was a nice setup on the KP. I don't know if you caught that, but GH tossed him into the tower. And that's what made the whole thing possible. Another kill.
I'm still watching this this mid lane. It's pretty interesting. Things that OD has an advantage though is that the OD does have the 7 armor, which is nice. Has a little bit more movement speed there as well, but yeah, it's starting to get a bit worse there. As Weehaw went for the Astro into the creep, so Armel took full advantage.
Yeah.
Armel should be able to get that haste rune as well, so Weehaw gonna have to be careful.
And Puck also in this cast of heroes that just trades well. He has a lot of damage. So does OD, but Puck can kind of keep up with him. He's only behind by a couple, so they can square up. Top
Puck
lane.
usually gets to decide when the trading ends too, right?
Yeah,
That's the big
absolutely.
thing.
Mind Control. Well, it's getting pretty low, but now they turn on to March, and the turnaround is just too much between the Aphotic Shield and the Frost Shield. Mind Control's pretty beefy. Gabby now surrounded. Mind Control trying to bait him a little bit and gets caught by the raise. That's a kill for Gabby. Courier coming in. Gabby falls. Will the Courier die? Kuro, he's trying to chase it. But he's just too slow. 2 movement speed disadvantage, so not going to be able to
That's
close
rough.
the gap.
Yeah, not gonna catch up there.
That's tough.
Needed the agi tread toggle there for the 2 movement speed. You know.
All right.
H looking for a toss back here, but just onto creeps. No additional damage going to be coming out there. Doesn't throw him over to Miracle or anything.
So far, this Abaddon lane seems to be working out quite well for Nigma. The chase down onto Gabby. He just came back to lane. We forced a salve already. There's a Sinister Gaze onto March, and they've got plenty of damage. Mind controls, right clicks, more than enough.
All I'll say, though, is that Gabby's still getting a lot of farm. I still don't think this is the matchup they want. Like, I think they want someone who can just pressure and actually, like, kill the Shadow Fiend.
Bro, when you look
like,
at net
he's still
worth,
getting souls. He's getting denies.
yeah, he's right up there with the mid laners.
Yeah, like, he's fine. This is where one of those games where you're playing that Venge and you legitimately do not care if you die. If you die and it means your Shadow Fiend gets to farm 2 entire creep waves, which is what just happened because of the way they had to push to kill March, that was a victory for TNC. Which is like one of those really annoying parts of Dota because it's counterintuitive to like killing a guy being a bad thing, but I think that is a situation where you actually just made the game worse by killing March, which feels really stupid, but sometimes that's Dota.
Yep. That's Dota. Almost found a kill on the Ember Spirit down bottom. And to echo your point, the Shadow Fiend is still ahead of him in terms of CS and net worth. Has not been an easy lane in the bottom for Nigma. KP.
To be fair, I mean, March is also like less net worth than he started with, so, you know,
Yeah.
there's also that.
It's Avenge, though. I'm not of all the sacrificial heroes, I'm not particularly worried about it, though. We'll see up
Well,
top
that was
again.
nice.
Initiation onto Gabby. Will they turn onto March? They're actually going to be able to finish off the Shadow Fiend this time. It looks like stick charge is not enough. And now they focus on the Vengeful Spirit. Does have another stun. Looking for the kill on Mind Control, but can't find it either. Another tough break.
Radiant's courier has been
8-1 now. Kills stacking up for Nigma.
Yeah, not respecting the slow there, I guess, from the Abba to put him in range of the Gaze, because the Gaze is just what absolutely wrecked Gabby there. Pulling him back in for that finishing out of the Curse of Avernus. Really stacking up that damage. So big kill there for the side of Nigma. Fortunately, he is going to get another full wave here. Get his souls back, so he'll still have some standing presence in the lane. As Kuro comes up to place down an Observer Ward again, continuing that pressure onto them, but March did spot him placing it down. So that'll get dewarded soon. And double stack there from March, setting up again for Gabby.
Always huge for the Shadow Fiend.
Down bottom.
Oh, yeah, they grab KP. That's it. Just a quick
EH
combo.
with the big dives. But Armel makes the rotation to try and get something here. It's a level 5 Ember. It's tempting. He's going for it.
Pops the coil. Trying not to break the leash, but he does. And that ends up being an easy one for Armel. Plenty of damage. All right, good
Yeah, the
rotation
Rubik
in the
was-
end.
Rubik was coming in with actually no mana. I guess Puck could have just bottled him if they really needed it, though, so fine. And speaking of which, he actually has the gold for the Arcanes now on Tim's. Pretty rich Rubik to start.
Yeah. His mid lane is stacking up, though. Armel really pulling ahead. 44-14 compared to the 34-7 on Weehan, plus that rotation kill. Pretty big net worth gap at 8 minutes.
And I think a lot of those last hits for Weehaw are also neutrals,
Yes.
because he's well behind in net worth.
Regeneration.
At least he can play up front now because he doesn't have to worry about the Dream Coil. So Weehaw trying to put his own pressure there. Man, that is a nice couple of items. Gets the broom handle into the Ironwood tree.
The tree is solid, right? That's one of the ones that's considered super value.
Yeah, 7 stats, man. Whew.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Playing a tree never hurts either. You know, you can make some cheeky plays.
Yeah, it's cute.
I want to see it with tiny eggs. You know, clearly that's a play, right? Slowly amassing your tree army. Hide in the Roche pit. Make a big forest.
You seem to be right, though, about the general state of this laning phase. 9-2. You kind of feel like Nigma should be ahead, but they're really not. Shadow Fiend and Puck still getting great farm. Engagement onto Mind Control. That's a borrowed time. Tim's also making the rotation. It's a level 5 Lich, so they can clump up all they want. Right-click him down. Sinister Gaze. Well, now gets a counter kill into March. GH making the rotation as well. A 1-for-1.
Oh, they got coil.
Puck
Nice
is
toss
here.
back from GH.
Armel drops it. GH definitely going to be done for.
Oh no, Mike, why'd you come back in?
Still
All right,
35
so they
seconds.
actually-
TP coming. And they'll probably just let this one go. Kuro back in the fray. Not even close to level 6.
Armel definitely wants to dive this. He wants to get shielded by Tibbs. They want to dive this guy because he's got no ulti.
That Lich just evaporated. Nice raise combo as they commit onto mind control. Silenced under the tower. No ulti to save him. And it is TNC that strike right back. Big combos in the top lane, and they will reclaim that net worth favor.
Man, TNC are just on point. Really liking this group up style that's taken hold in the patch, and they're gonna get that top outpost. And if KP hurries with this, but that's why they're glyphing. They're glyphing that bottom wave so that Miracle has space to get that outpost. As March does fall again in the river.
Distracts him in the mid.
Dire's top tower
And
is
the
under
outposts
attack.
do go 1 for 1, so that XP stays even.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Well, now the chase down onto Gabby. MC keeps up the pressure, but Armel's here again. Has the coil, but with the ulti, does not want to waste it.
Radiant's middle tower
Has
is under
some vision
attack.
down here still. They tried to sentry it. Oh, actually, they did get it now. All right. So
TNC
that'll get taken out.
grabbed that tower, of course. Shadow Fiend number 1. So Weehaw looking at Aghanim's first item on the
Oh,
OD.
more stacks too. You see this? You see that? Marsh just waved up here. Gabby stacked this camp. And, well, Tim's tried to join in with the stack over here on the side, but he messed it up. We'll just pretend that Tim's wasn't there. They almost had a full triple stack in this nice triangle for their
Dire's
SF.
middle tower is under attack.
You think Valve were like, let's make it a real triangle now? It's beautiful. It's a little isosceles, I think, if I drew straighter lines. Not
Oh.
quite an equilateral.
It can't all be perfect.
No.
Regen coming out for the Underlord. Gets
What
a
is it when it's 3 like different angles?
Isosceles?
No, that's 2 of the same.
Scalene.
Galen, that's it. Man, nice one. Look at you. Someone paid attention in geometry.
Yeah, I pulled that one out of the vault.
Yeah, that's man. Thank God that's taking up valuable brain space in your head.
Talk about useless information.
Can't remember a phone number you need, but you'll never forget what a scalene triangle is. Man, geometry really
Dire's middle
took a
tower
lot of
is
time.
under
Those
attack.
rhombuses, those trapezoids,
Yep.
what were they good for?
Angles. Speaking of angles, down bottom, Nigma
Oh, he's
want
got the
KP,
angle.
and they found it. A Chain Frost going to follow him up in the air as it bounces around and secures the kill. KP takes a tumble, but now the swap, looking for a setup. March.
Oh,
gets the
he's
vision.
spicy. He's fast. He's zooming.
Gather round.
He's a zoomer.
Alright, he
He's
goes
got the
for
coil.
Kuro.
Does connect only on the Lich. Big damage on the Tiny. Frost Shield might be enough. Sinister Gaze. Armel gets comboed down.
Catch out.
No, he doesn't. He lives. They do get the kill on GH, though. The stolen Aphotic Shield, keeping Armel alive. Miracle wants to burn him down. Can't quite get it. The hop. The jaunt, it's there. Armel lives. They kill Kuro on the back line. Now OD's here, and the banish should finish him off, but not enough to save Miracle. Mind control. Might have to use that borrowed time. Stun onto the OD. Gabby
Oh, that was
hits
sick.
the ult. There's the disable. They get Weehaw, and it's a disaster for Nigma. That puck was just way too sticky. I actually thought they comboed him down at first, but he got off the phase shift, and that reset the entire fight.
That swap into Requiem for the Fear was sick. That was so cool.
A
Very
1 for
nice
4.
play from March and Gabby. I love the way that Miracle, like, even though he died, the way that he threw out that Remnant, but he knew that Armel was going to phase shift the Remnant damage, so he waited before he jumped to the Remnant, but even getting every last bit of damage, still not enough there, as Puck just so
Dire's
elusive and
top
able to
tower
dance to the
is
tree
under
lines ever since
attack.
they buffed up that jump on Waning Rift,
Yeah.
giving it that mobility aspect. Now, another long jump for Miracle here. He wants revenge.
Wow, they're going to go deep. They're going to grab March, but Gabby and Tims are here. Potentially scary for Nigma. But it looks like it will just be a quick pick on the Venge. And TNC going to respect their lack of cooldowns.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
they are pretty short, though. I mean, the coil already back up.
Yep.
The Requiem under a minute away, too, and that's only going to get lower. The levels keep coming.
Yeah. I guess the bigger issue is that Puck's TP was on cooldown, so couldn't really get into that little skirmish.
Yeah, I think Coil was coming up like just as it was ending too. Like they knew that they were pretty safe from the puck. Oh, stolen remnants here from Tim's.
You know, KP's
And-
been pretty quiet, just pushing out this top lane the whole time. And he all of a sudden has a Hood of Defiance now
Dire's middle tower
and
is
chipping
under
away at that
attack.
tower.
Yeah, he's kind of adopted this playstyle. A guy who used to be known as very aggressive and making these like big blind
Dire's
jumps
top
and
tower
stuns.
is under attack.
Ever since he started playing like that Veno style, he's kind of moved that onto a lot of his other heroes because of how successful it's been. Just keeping
Radiant's
one of the
top
lanes
tower
pushed
is under
constantly.
attack.
Oh, they found him. That's a Dark Rift.
Dire's middle
All
tower
I'm
right.
is under
Should be able to live here.
Dire's structures
Did he go
are
mid?
fortified.
Or no, he went home. Damn. That was the panic ult.
Whoa.
Didn't get. If he went mid, that would have been way better. But he can just TP, I'm sure. Oh, no,
Coil
but he
mid.
went to.
They toss March in. GH is here. It's a big reaction at Enigma. They will get the kill onto March.
Has fallen.
And that's it. TNC just back right up. Go, okay. Didn't think their whole team would show up, but they want to make sure Weehaw stays alive, and now a counter push the other way.
Miracle wants to go in here. Enigma are very close to their timing. That rushed Aghanims that we see all the time on OD now, especially from
Radiant
Weehaw.
structures are fortified.
Coming through. And remember, Weehaw, I believe, combining with the qualifiers and the LAN event, OD went completely undefeated at the minor. That counts all region qualifiers
What?
and the LAN. He went 12-0.
What?
Yeah,
That's...
I was looking up the other day before I was watching
Radiant's
this.
bottom tower is under attack.
And so Weehaw himself, I think, was 6-0, I want to say. So we'll see if he can keep the streak going.
Yeah, I mean, he does tend to be that hero that you only pick him in scenarios when you have like 10th pick and it's a good OD game. So, you know, it's not a hero you just force in and you can get counter picked by. So I guess in some ways that stat makes sense, but I'm trying to think of any
That's pretty
time at
crazy.
any minor I've heard of a hero doing a 12-0 run like that. That's impressive. Up top, borrowed time. Mind control's good.
Radiant's bottom tower
Tim's
is
just kind of
under
lurking
attack.
there. Man, that bonus damage on the Aphotic Shield, just like for someone like a Puck, just adding additional like 200 damage onto your initiation is pretty
Radiant's
nice.
bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, yeah. Puck is just so insane. Can any other hero do as
Radiant
much
structures
damage
are
with the amount of mobility that Puck has? I guess maybe Ember Spirit is up there.
Yeah, pretty much only Ember, but that's with a lot more items. But well,
Yeah.
now that Puck has all these like physical damage capabilities, maybe not.
My searing gaze.
What a great
Oh,
hero.
there it is, the Aghanim Scepter fully delivered now onto Weehaw. Very scary. This is where this OD is quite dangerous, and with an Essence Ring too. That's a nice item for an OD to have. Oh, how about a Nether Shawl? Oh, okay. Well, that's sick. His ulti just got 8% better.
Wow.
That's a big
just a
item.
lucky find right there.
No, I learned something recently about Essence Ring that I didn't realize. It's not like Soul Ring, because you actually heal for 425 and you gain 425 max health. So Soul Ring, you just you
Dire's
gain
middle
max
tower
mana,
is
right?
under
So like
attack.
you don't you're not actually like gaining anything in that sense. It doesn't like restore mana and then give you max mana on top of that. But you can be missing health, use the Essence Ring, and then when your max health goes away, you'll still be fully healed, not just percentage healed, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
But yeah,
So
that's
it's
pretty
better
nice.
than Soul Ring by a lot.
Yeah.
Borrowed time. Again, Mind Control gets the reset. Looking to wait things out, but
Radiant's
reinforcements are
middle
here.
tower
Just
is under
Kuroki for
attack.
now, but their whole team is on the way. Another swap. They're just going to bring down Mind Control. Shane Frost jumps into the neutrals. However, still enough bounces onto March that sets it up for the kill. And GH will get credit for that. 1 for 1.
I think Nigma have stabilized very well here. I think TNC probably could have snowballed a little bit harder here with how this like Puck and Shadow Fiend popped off. I think they were aiming to be like controlling the area around Roche by now and being close to just taking it down. But instead they've kind of stalled out here. They've let some big items come out. The Blink Dagger on the Tiny is there, ready to fight. They have this Aghanim Scepter on Weehaw here too. Plus, Miracle is closing in on the Maelstrom. They will grab another kill onto Kuro, but much like those kills earlier onto March, they don't matter that much.
And now
Now
Armel's
this
going to
is
go
good.
down for it. So certainly not worth that trade.
Yeah, they got problems now. I think Nigma are in a very good spot.
Mansa,
They need that next big item for Gabby, the BKB, to be absolutely huge.
nice neutrals in his inventory, but they're going to need to take a pretty good fight soon. Tier 1 mid in deny range now. Mind Control stays committed to the cause, though does get denied by KP. Borrowed time into Telekinesis. Pit of Malice. Mind Control going to be in some trouble here.
Well, that stolen Chain Frost. God, these
bounce.
Astrals are so annoying.
KP still in the front lines. Down low and evaporated. That's the hammer from Wii, and now the real fight begins. They jump in onto March. Nigma get 2. TNC back up. They need a reset. 19 to 12, 20 minutes. Nigma have absolutely regained control.
Remember that lack of mistakes we discussed with TNT in the last game? I think they've just made some pretty big ones now. Like, forcing that fight when you know the tower's going to be gone anyway, initiating onto an ABBA all while your puck is dead is just not good plays. That reeks of, like, you feel the game slipping away, and so you're trying to create a turnaround situation in what kind of feels like a low-risk thing. Like, oh, we'll just poke and maybe we'll catch him and draw him back, but you're not respecting the fact that Ember can force you into this fight, and OD can force you into an engagement by astraling you.
No way. Miracle lives in the mid lane. They didn't commit that much, but still, that would have been a free kill on the Ember.
Yeah, with the coil, you feel like you're going to get it, but now they feel pressured to go into the Roche Pit, and with the auras, they should be able to do this pretty quickly. Miracle obviously has to go all the way home, and they know that, and they're trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they kill it pretty quick, but not that fast. Ember can definitely still get back into this fight.
Oh yeah, this
They
is
need
not going
something
down
to
fast
slow
enough.
it
Oh,
down,
GH
though.
is going in, dude.
GH, is he going to go for it?
Oh, big
1,500
wave.
HP. They know. TNC jump out of the pit. There's no coil for another 20 seconds. This is risky, but they make it happen. A great intimidation play from Armel as Gabby finishes it off. Aegis in the hands of that Shadow Fiend. Nigma dancing around, considering an engagement, but they will just back off. Certainly not going to charge up to that high ground.
That was a great wave of terror by March to cancel the potential blink in there from GH.
Smart play from TNC overall, though. They take some risk, and it pays off. They are a tough team to fight in the Roche Pit. I mean, OD and Lich are pretty good in those areas, but Pit of Malice, just Shadow Fiend in general, they love those tight-knit corridors here.
Yeah, and right now Weehaw still likes playing a little bit back in the fights until he's a BKB, so going down into the river like that is going to be dangerous versus all that AoE until he's the magic immunity.
Yeah, I guess
Trying to hold this Arcane Rune, but they saw Armel wouldn't get there in time.
the Ag's first build totally feels worth it on Outworld Devourer, but it changes the playstyle a little bit. You don't have that mobility. You know, you can't. You're using Astral slightly more to set up and save your allies.
Oh, that
than
was a
save
good smoke.
yourself. Uh-oh.
They have the gaze.
Shift. Link.
Dire's top tower is
Puck's
under
good.
attack.
Now maybe March.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, got some friends nearby. Swap onto Mind Control. Oh,
Not the
Ab is
hero.
The target they really want to go on. The banish onto March, still on the run. The stolen Aphotic Shield help keeping him alive. Chain Frost only takes one bounce. They don't get the toss in time. No, it's still going. Okay, it's good damage from the Lich, but now Coil on 3 from Armel. They need some follow-up damage. They've lost March. Now the ulti from Shadow Fiend breaking up the fight. Mind Control still has the borrowed time. And there it is. That's his reset. It's only a dead March. TNC do a lot of damage, but they can't actually find the kills.
They tried to do like the coil snap using the fear, but just did not quite work out there. And that Chain Frost was brutal. It went back up the high ground, and Gabby didn't want to like try and pop his Manta. I think maybe that was the play. Could have perhaps saved March, but
I can't believe they got it. I thought that toss came out too late and it broke the bounce, but it was there. Most damage in the fight for Dire came from the Lich.
Yeah, TNC just like getting caught in these terrible environments for their team to fight. And
every single time it's MC with the great positioning there on the ABBA to just shut down any good-looking spell casting from the side of TNC. It's just everything's ugly and awkward because MC's just in the way.
Yep. And Armel, great positioning from GH, kind of predicts where the puck might go. Gets off another phase shift. Blink is there just in time, but it's still not enough. Miracle gets him.
I think if he didn't get the Maelstrom proc, he lives.
Still a nice pick for Nigma. Great read from GH. It seems like mind control is actually getting into their heads a little bit. In all these fights, you know you don't want to initiate on the Abaddon, but TNC, it looks like they feel like they have to in some of these scenarios. 'Cause you can't just ignore him and let him stack up that Curse of Avernus on his target of choice.
Oh, mid lane.
They're going to find Gabby, and no way to save him. That's the Aegis down. TP reactions, though. Weeha's BKB, a couple of seconds left. Fear, Gabby about to go down again. Can't get off the ulti. Now March getting chased down by Miracle. Remnant comes down. How far do they want to dive? Another Astral should set up onto this Venge.
Don't worry, one more is still there. If you want some more in.
Wow, even a Chain Frost. Okay, that definitely secures it.
This Agnes is insane.
A prize.
It's funny how OD's Aghanims have gone from busted to useless to busted. He's had such a roller coaster of Aghanims.
Dude, I loved the useless one where it would Astral everyone you ulti. That one was
Radiant's
just,
middle tower is
that was one of
under
the
attack.
peak useless Ags.
Yeah, it used to, and then they changed the way they kind of retooled him without retooling the Ags. So it was actually, I think we cast
Oh, then it
one,
was totally worthless, yeah.
one game where that came into play, where an OD was like defending a throne in a base race.
No, they were they were attacking a throne against a team that was stronger than them.
That's
And
what
he
it
just
was.
Astraled them all.
Yeah, so
And
they
then he
just straight up
refreshed and
focused the
Astraled them all.
throne when they were all banished. It was kind of badass. That one
Yeah, that
use
was-
case.
Bottom tower is under attack.
One game ever. Well, it won't be this game, because that's long gone. And are they smoking again here? It looks like it, and they are. So
Sure are.
basically just doing the exact same play under the exact same wards. Miracle is seen right now by the side of TNC, so they only really get caught here if they try and go for a grab
Radiant's
onto
bottom
Miracle.
tower is under attack.
Where's the BKB? Still not there for the Shadow Fiend. 500 gold off.
Well, he keeps dying, Zyori.
Well,
How's he gonna get a BKB?
I know.
He's
I was
4,
just
4,
about
and
to
4.
credit Nigma with the timing of this aggression, trying to cripple this Shadow Fiend before he gets the key item. It's working well.
Armel
Is under attack.
has moved on to greener pastures. He's now a lane pusher. He said, all right, I see where this game's going.
Well, at least it's something. He does have that Maelstrom Aghanims queued up. Still pretty far away, but that would be a big item for TNC. He's already done a lot of work with this Dream Coil. They've got some pretty cool tools to try to break the tethers, and those can be game changers in fights. It's a shitload of damage, bud. 700.
Well, the big thing is they have this, like, all these wombo combos. They're trying to do the fear out of the tether. They're trying to do the swap out of the tether. They get telekinesis out of the tether. So this is like the big brain wrote it up on my, my internet message board to talk about how I'm going to be so good at Dota,
Dire's
you know?
bottom tower is under
You know,
attack.
guys, I've thought of something the pros have never seen. What if I just get all mobility to snap people out of a coil?
It's a very manageable lead for Nigma right now. TNC behind. Look at that gold graph, and it is swung, but still within one team fight for either team. Dire
Dire's
scan.
bottom tower
A
is
little bit
under
intel.
attack.
Gabby invisible. Might get initiated on here. That is a Radiant Sentry Ward. Dire don't have vision right now. Coil on 2. They pop Kuro to start the fight. There's the BKB on Gabby. Defensive Astrals. Sets it up. Abaddon takes a lot of damage, as does the Tiny. The Pit of Malice, they just can't get out. It's too sticky.
He still has ulti.
Defensive Astral again gets a reset. Weehaw with the BKB. He wants to go in to drop the hammer. They do find one in Tim's. Make it 2 now as March goes down, but Weehaw only killing supports. Still able to break this fight up enough that TNC have to retreat. Dark Rift gets used. And TNC just head back to the high ground.
Your last move.
Buyback from Kuro.
Radiant's top tower
So it was
is
a
under
1
attack.
for 2.
All right, the potential roast spawn is coming up soon too here. So Nigma trying to keep control
Radiant's
of
top
that part of the
tower
map.
is under attack.
As Armel continues his quest to push lanes. Oh, did he just find a mango tree? Did. There's no way to break it.
Dire's
Sad
middle
life.
tower is under
Periscope.
attack.
So what's the consensus on repair kit? I heard Kyle talking mad smack on the repair kit at the minor, I guess.
It's like,
I thought it was one of the better items, but I guess because it's charged based, that's really what makes it feel kind of meh as opposed to the alternatives for the tier 3 neutrals.
I would say it's not that great, but it's like there are definitely situations where they have a very specifically timed push. I think it's pretty good when, like, for example, the enemy has Aegis and they're trying to come high ground. Like, if you put that thing on a tower, no one really wants to try and fight into that.
Okay.
But it still can't really save you if you're that far behind, because they'll just kill you all and then just all hit the tower. So, you know, it has to be in, like, really tight games, I think.
Up top, a battle over the outpost. Does go the
We'll
way
get
of
it in time.
TNC.
Nice.
Nice attempt from GH. He got that interrupt.
Yeah, if there were only 2 heroes, they might have been a little bit short.
School given.
That Aghanims is coming on Armel. Another 1,000 gold, and he's got it. I think that's probably what TNC are really waiting for, and there you go. The Halberd also comes out on Underlord. Great tool against the OD.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, with the Aghanims, he's still kind of fine.
Well, yeah.
I just pressed W. At least this will slow down his Mindbreaker, too. Man, if he silences the puck and then enforces the early Yules at Armel and he just gets Searing Chains, he's going to be a very sad puck player.
Wow, this item used to silence for 4 seconds.
Well, you know.
Even 2 still seems pretty good. Was this the item that you were saying the other day you feel like is still busted?
I don't remember.
I forget. There was one you were complaining about. I feel like it was Mindbreaker, but alas, my memory.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely Mindbreaker, yeah, because it was like the way it stacks up on certain heroes is just
Yeah.
it's just too much.
Now, OD gets an Orb of Destruction.
Not the best OD item, perhaps.
Shadow Fiend, I mean. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's a good Shadow Fiend item.
Yes. My bad. That one's on me. Scythe of Vice, though, very close for the OD, and that is much scarier. 4,100 gold in the bank right now.
So what do we got? The Radiant team got the Orb, the Titan Sliver, and the Repair Kit. Dire got the Repair Kit, the Spider Legs, and the Mindbreaker. I like Spider Legs quite a bit. I like them on OD. They have them on GH. That's also very good. Trying to find good angles for the tosses.
Radiant's bottom tower
I'm in on
is
the
under
spider legs.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, there's that Shiva's now on the Ember Spirit. Man, he's ended up finding a lot of farm this game. Number 1 on net worth overall. Of course, has had that BKB for a while. Hasn't used the 10-second charge yet.
Going for the Octarine as well. Not the eggs. All right, now he's queued up Octarine and Mjolnir.
Interesting. Double damage on Gabby. Half duration left, but could be a great time to find a fight. Armel jumps in, forces the
nice
BKB, but there's the combo. And do they have the
Should be
damage,
dead.
though? They don't. They can't kill him. Chain Frost now going to bounce around. Nigma reset this fight, and now KP makes the call. We're getting out. Dark Rift, gather round. It's a great save.
Yeah, but the other 2 got left behind.
Tim's TP, he makes it. Okay, they make it out. Now TNC get the reset. They go back the other way onto GH. Pit of Malice. There's a Yule Scepter. War of attrition right now as Nigma looking for the wraparound. Here comes Weehaw. BKB drops a hammer, gets the kill on Gabby. Now brings down March. 2 on the sideline as Armel jumps in. Trying to clear up these creeps, but can't quite get it. Tims gets tossed in, and now he's going to be in trouble. 3 down for TNC.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is that a Rubik stolen Sandy's there?
I think so.
I have no idea why they tried to re-engage.
Radiant's
That
middle
just seemed
tower
terrible.
has fallen.
Why would you re-engage when they still have Sandy's and you don't have coil for another like 20 seconds? Might as well have tried to fight the high ground.
Radiant's top tower is under
Most
attack.
of them have buybacks. Everyone except March. Parakeet on the ground. Let's see if it comes into play. Bit of Malice again. And tier 3 up top goes down. Probably not going to commit for the barracks on this push, but now a 10k net worth favor. Nigma very much in control.
Yeah, TNC just really desperate to find anything there, and I think that's what led to that attempt to go back in, maybe hoping they'll catch them off guard, or they're just thinking that, you know, Miracle's BKB, for example, was down, so they were hoping that that would be enough for them to try and get a kill, but still way too many tools and options available for Enigma in that situation. And man, the fact they didn't get Miracle right at the beginning, it probably wouldn't have mattered, assuming he had buyback. Oh, actually, he didn't have buyback, so yeah, that would have been huge, because then he couldn't have just, like, remnanted right back in the fight, and they would have had a true, like, 5-on-4. Could have secured Roche after that, but the Shiva's Guard slowing down the damage he was taking while he was stunned up.
Under attack.
Looked like a great setup, but just wasn't there. Now starting to feel like TNC are a little all in on this crazy combo of the Dream Coil with the Shadow Fiend Fear. If they can get 2 or 3 tether snaps in a fight, they might have the damage. Bounty Rune gets picked up by KP. Mind Control still has the ultimate. Such a tough target to lock down. Does walk into the pit. Tether, toss. Oh, they can't get there in time. It was a cheeky little play, though. They might still get the setup onto GH. Another good Astral. Another Yules. They've got so many ways to counter-initiate on Nigma. GH is still alive. Now the Hex comes out, and Shadow Fiend's in big trouble. Weehaw not able to finish him off thanks to the BKB on Gabby. But still, huge damage as now March will be left behind. BKB used by Miracle. Their Astral setup. TNC haven't abandoned yet. Still lingering nearby. 25 seconds on the coil. March gets pulled back in with a Sinister Gaze, but Kuro in pretty deep. Another Astral save. Might still be able to get off this Chain Frost. Kuro drops it. Out comes the hammer as well. 3 down on the side of TNC, and it's all Nigma all day as they grab another. Armel down. They've all got buybacks. But brutal fight.
I don't know. It seems like TNC have this idea that they can take elongated fights that is just completely not true this game. Like, you're fighting into constant Aphotic Shields, constant Astrals. I don't see, like, once Coil's down and you didn't get a kill, I think you just have the back.
I agree. That seems like the only time they can find these kills. Even the miscoils from the Abaddon, they've got ways to sustain and top off. Those long, drawn-out games of chicken really seem to favor Nigma, especially now that the OD has Scythe and Mindbreaker. They can just jump in and explode on somebody to initiate.
Yeah, some great team play, though, from Nigma coming out there. Even GH alive, the constant Astrals, the shields, then using his own spider legs to escape up the cliff. He got chased after by Armel, but still couldn't get the kill after that, so that wasted Armel's time. He wasn't able to help his team as they were kind of battling out with the rest of Nigma down in the river. And now, with the Aegis secured, they look to force high ground as it sits on Weehaw. The Cheese is currently on MC, so if he wasn't hard enough to kill already, we got that. And MC's ready to hit buildings, dude. He almost has AC now with his plus 90 damage talent at 20.
Yeah. Yeah, he feels like a proper core. He's a tank that also does damage. Starting to feel pretty grim for TNC. A 15 net worth, or 15k rather, net worth favor. And even more in XP, about 25k. Ember Spirit definitely going to be the first to level 25.
Double damage empowers me.
And OD not too far behind.
I love how MC can just play this with the talent now. Such a big threat to the buildings.
Double damage rune. Nigma not going to force it, though.
Yeah, you have a lot of gold on Weehaw. And you still have 3.5 minutes before you have to go if you want to use that Aegis. They had an Observer Ward up here that just scouted that Armel is playing in this area. So they're going to go for the pick off here. They have the Scythe. And, oh, that creep. Weehaw just a bit too early.
Here I am.
And Armel will be good. Wonder what Wee buys next. Wonder if a Moon Shard is
I don't mind
tempting.
Blink.
Blink, yeah. Doesn't feel like he's had big positioning issues. I guess it does let you find the catch more frequently.
Yeah, I would just replace the Aegis with Blink, I think. Get rid of the Nether Shawl.
Okay.
Like, I don't really think the damage is the issue. You just want that one key scythe to just... Because, like, if you scythe somebody, the only save they have is swap. And that's good and all, but you know they've been trying to swap these coils and everything instead.
You're right. They've already got more than enough damage. The later this goes on, the more it just becomes about finding that catch, making it a 4v5.
Other than that, he can pretty much take his pick of any other big item.
This Nigma really don't have great sieging heroes. Ember and OD definitely don't come to mind when you talk about hitting structures.
Abba's pretty sick though.
He is, yeah, but
Radiant's top
he needs somebody to back him up.
Look at this guy.
Yeah?
Does he?
Well, I thought so.
Radiant's
He just
top
gets a
tower
ranged
has
barracks.
fallen.
It's cute.
They out of creep waves now though? I think they are.
Looks like it. Bottom's pushed out pretty far, and yeah, mid gonna be behind the river.
What?
Dire's
Courier got
bottom
confused.
tower
Oh,
is
now it's
under
coming.
attack.
Ember bottles
Dire's
up a double
structures are
damage.
fortified.
You know, that
Oh,
25
weehaw.
talent. He is scary. Oh,
Guy's crazy.
Dire's bottom tower has
his
fallen.
team is kind of nearby. They're starting to rally.
Damage.
There is no puck right now. Armel does not have a TP. This is a 4v5 for the next 15 seconds until he makes it back to the base. There's the glyph.
Fortified.
Backdoor protection still hasn't kicked in. See how much damage they can get in onto this melee barracks. Miracle still with about a third duration left on that double damage, and there's the back door. Creeps very close though, and it's already gone.
Oh, it's not the back door, my friend. It's the repair kit.
Oh, you're right.
Bam,
It was
bam,
the repair
bam.
kit.
They did pretty well there. Get another one on there. Repair.
They need more though. They lose the barracks up top. A fight budding as Armel dies. No buyback available. Nigma one step closer to finding a victory in game 2, taking us to a decider for this best of 3.
Radiant's middle
Finish the
tower
Lincolns
has
instead.
fallen.
I guess.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, I don't know. That's
Dire's
bold.
structures are
I mean,
fallen.
this is rough. They're kind of just watching their structures fall. Puck is 1,400 gold short for the buyback. It's not a cooldown issue.
Rubik has the Aghanims though, and he stole Astral, which is really nice. So Tim's has all of these Astral charges.
Too bad you can't astral your buildings. Melee
Got him. All
barracks.
right. The
Getting
Aghanims is
low.
gone. They're fighting.
Weehaw with a BKB. He'll live through the damage. March goes down. Buyback there, but the structures will not survive. Still 45 seconds on the puck.
They're just chilling. I said Aghanims. I meant the Aegis. They tried to capitalize on it, but he got the BKB off on Weehaw. So they tried to time the Aegis with the swap Requiem. Oh man, Tim's gone.
He's still available as well. Tim's gets deleted. March gonna die back. They just can't find any kills. TNC are reasonably survivable, but they just don't have the damage anymore.
Has fallen.
And look at this, Nigma not even gonna back up. They know that the Venge can't buy back, and at this point, if Puck had a buyback, he would have used it, so they're just gonna focus on this tier 3. Mind Control says, guys, I've got borrowed time, I've got cheese. We don't need to back up. I got a full reset here. And there's Tim's again. Down he goes. Die back on the Rubik, just one by one. TNC falling apart, busting at the seams as now Armel's back. But it's a 5v3. Even if he gets the coil of his life,
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I don't think they've got it here, Trent.
No, pretty similar feeling game. I would say
The last game is a little bit more explosive for TNC, where they got like that one big team right in the mid that just like put them way ahead. I guess maybe we shouldn't say it's completely over, but
Down pretty low. Gabby makes it back.
Well,
BKB
okay, yeah, it's
from
over.
Wee. See ya, Armel. And that's the GG call. 39-14. Nigma take game number 2. And we're moving to a game 3 decider for this opening series.
two fairly one-sided games here. This one maybe a little bit closer, or at least it lasted longer until it felt like it was completely out of reach for the side of TNC. But I think Nigma just perfectly identified what their lineup is way better at than TNC's, and I'm not sure if TNC made the same identification because they just kept taking fights that did not look favorable in any way. You can see that the win rate and probability was actually still favoring TNC right up to like 25 minutes or so, but just took a nosedive when they just kept missing out on those big coil plays. And to me, the MVP of this game is Mind Control. I feel like every single team fight was completely impossible because of where he positioned himself on ABBA.
I agree. You saw it in all these engagements. He absorbed. So let's take a look at damage received. I'm sort of just curious.
Oh, I mean, not much. Just like 78,000.
78K. Wow. That's the kind of number you want to see with your frontline tank. That is great. I'm going to go ahead and second that Mind Control MVP there. I mean, the early game was
perfect.
Was fine for TNC. It was like 25 minutes when things started to unravel. But they played the lane. They played the lanes well. They had good early rotations. Puck put on the pressure. They just couldn't close her out fast enough.
Yeah, they had very specific timings. They had to hit it like 18 minutes. I remember the one we were really talking about where they lost that big team fight after like they probably should have had the BKB almost done, but instead Shadow Fiend dies twice in a row. They should have been doing Roche, but they couldn't get it done. They lose that fight. Then they like kind of force out the Roche, but they're not even that strong at that moment. And then bad fight after bad fight, and they had a hard one to execute in terms of like trying to do this whole like coil shenanigans and everything when you're dealing with the aphotic shield, because what happens versus Puck now is you get coiled. People just intentionally snap it instantly while communicating to their saving hero. In this case, the ABBA. You just say, "Okay, I'm snapping coil," and then he just shields you right away, and then you just go back to fighting.
Yeah. A rough game for March there as well. 1-17. I know a lot of those deaths didn't matter that much, but still, that's a lot of time on the sideline. 17.
Yeah, there were still a few too many. We'll give him that for sure.
That's rough. So, okay, folks, game number 2 done. Game 3 around the corner. We've got 2 series today, so we'll check out the final match to see who goes into that winner's match and who goes down to the losers between TNC and Nigma. And then after this series, we'll start fresh with Fnatic versus Aster. I'm Zyori, he's Trent, and we'll be coming back after this break. Stick with us.